I'm almost out. Not quite, but I'm almost out. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're having a beautiful, awesome, fantastic day. My name is Justin, and today we are finishing our album listen of Jethro Tull's Songs from the Wood with two songs, the last two, Pibroch, Cap in Hand, followed an ending with Fire at Midnight, released off of their album Songs from the Wood in 1977. Hope that you guys enjoyed this album listen. The next album we'll probably listen to from Jethro Tull is Passion Play at 20K subscribers. So if you've been watching and you haven't subscribed, maybe that's just a little bit of incentive to help out. You are more than welcome to join me on Twitter, in the comments below, and all of that fun stuff. Let's get into the music, though. Why delay the inevitable? This is Jethro Tull with Pibroch, and Fire at Midnight. That's the Whistler.
There's a light in the house, in the woods, in the valley. There's a thought in the head of the man who carries his dreams like the coat slung on his shoulder, bringing you love in the captain's hand. And each step he takes is one half of a lifetime. No word he would say, but you understand. So he bundles his regrets into a gesture of sorrow, bringing you love, cap in hand. walk away.
There's a lot going on in that track, and there's a lot going on in a lot of the tracks in this album. Two things or two people that I want to mention specifically in this song though: Evans and Palmer, organ, piano, synths. I think there was even some either harpsichord or clavichord, one of the chords, were in there as well. They are adding so much into this song. I mean, all of them are, duh. But I mean, like, just those two are putting so much soul into this track. Like, tons of it. I love that break maybe about 3/4 of the way through, where it was like synths that kind of come out. And even those synths, I would usually associate them with like a spacey kind of sound. Here, it actually sounds classical and very earthy at the same time. Later on, they rise in a climax, and it feels actually very like holiday-ish. Like, it made me think that it was Christmas time, basically, which I think is a really cool shift in the mood. And speaking of mood, this song has a, once again, folk, but extremely progressive folk leaning, which I don't know how popular this album is in the progressive realm, but I think that it deserves to be pretty, like, up there, you know? Like, Aqualung, I love that album. You guys know I love that album, and I think that's like a great blend, near perfect blend of what Jethro Tull does with rock and folk and all that stuff. But this one leans very much more towards the progressive, their own special brand of rock and folk. And it does feel extremely, extremely unique. Like, this track has me confused. I have to listen to it again, obviously, but on a first listen, I feel like this has the potential to be the best track on the album. But it kept on changing up on me so much that every time it would like find a really, really strong groove, it would change into something else. And I was kind of left wanting more of whatever I had before. And even though I'd get it later on, it never like climaxed in the way that perhaps I was expecting. So I have to give it another listen because on first listen, it has potential to be the best. But I don't know. I was kind of lost on some parts of it. You gotta love the way that Martin sets this track up with the guitar. Like a very fiery solo that he opens it up with. And then later on, we bring that back in the ending as well. I think that's a nice way to kind of blaze your own trail, because we are blazing the path to the ending of the album. And I think that that's a nice way to do it. And then, of course, the rest of the band comes in. You get flutes that comes out of that, which actually nicely, like perfectly crossfades out of the guitar solo, Ian's flute. I thought that was really nice and a nice way of leading into the rest of the band coming in as well. That's a smooth transition though. Especially as the way the bass leads it down. And then Ian comes in. Once again, listen to the organ. So beautiful. Like that bass moment too. Nice switch up, turning the dial. And see how if you listen to like the organ and stuff there, it changes the whole mood of the track. It adds like a certain kind of drama to the song in that space in the verse. Because before it's empty, it is moody, but like a lighter type of affair. And then as soon as that organ hits, it's like it shifts it into like this fog begins to appear. And I don't feel that, at least this is like a dark song. I don't feel like it's, you know, that kind of track. But there is something about the way that the organ, Evans and Palmer, piano, all that stuff, how they change it all. And then here it sounds like we're even getting some like mandolin, right? Those heavy, thumping chords from the piano. And then we get a little dance around the campfire kind of moment here. Gotta like the hand claps. This sounds so cool. Maybe this is just Palmer playing here. I think it's probably Palmer and Evans. It has to be. But doesn't this sound like more earthy than spacey? Maybe it's because of the music that preceded it and eventually succeeds it. But I think that it just sounds a little more down to earth rather than up in the clouds. Let's talk about the lyrics before finishing the album with the last song. There's a light in the house, in the wood, in the valley. There's a thought in the head of the man who carries his dreams like the coat slung on his shoulder, bringing you love in the cap in his hand. And each step he takes is one half of a lifetime. No word he would say could you understand. So he bundles his regrets in a gesture of sorrow, bringing you love, cap in hand. Catching breath, he looks through the dining room window. Candlelit table for two has been laid. Strange slippers by the fire, strange boots in the hallway. Put my cap on my head, I turn and walk away. Looks like he was coming to visit his woman, his partner, from either a long journey, he's been away a long time, whatever it was, but his cap's in his hand. He's tired, he's beat down, he just wants to come home and see his loved one. And he gets home, and he sees that, cool, dinner's set for two. That's awesome, right? He looks through the window, candlelit dinner. Great. Can't get better than that. He says at the end of the track, strange slippers by the fire, strange boots in the hallway, and then he put his cap on his head, and he walks away. He doesn't need to go any further to see what's going on. Let's move into the next track and the last track of the album. This will be Fire at Midnight. Let's go.
I believe in fires at midnight, when the dogs have all been fed. A golden toddy on the mantle, a broken gun beneath the bed. Silken mist outside the window, frogs and you slip in the dark. Too much hurry ruins the body, I'll sit easy at the start. Kindled by the dying embers of another working day. Go upstairs, take off your makeup, fold your clothes neatly away. Me, I'll sit and write this love song as I all too seldom do. Build a little fire this midnight, it's good to be back home with you. Kindled by the dying embers of another working day. Go upstairs, take off your makeup, fold your clothes neatly away. Me, I'll sit and write this love song as I all too seldom do. Build a little fire this midnight, it's good to be back home with you.
I was just reading the lyrics. I didn't know that was the ending. Okay, so first of all, lyric-wise, this feels like the good ending to the last song. This feels like he returned home and he's just happy to be with them. Everything worked out. There weren't any strange shoes, no strange boots, no strange slippers or anything like that. He got home. Everything was as it should be. So the track just felt like a perfect track to close the album. right? Much more simple in its composition than the past few tracks, not as dynamic and progressive, but it feels good. It feels right, and just as Ian sings, it feels good to be back home with you. You know, perhaps this is their breaking the fourth wall message to us. It feels good for them to be with us, the fans, the audience, and the listeners. I think that this was just a nice track to close everything out, to bring down the lights. Great guitar playing as always. Bass playing was really nice. Just had a lot of pop. Like this section. Bum, bum, bum. This feels good, right? Just that guitar twang, the flute in the back there. And then, of course, Martin got to come with the blaze. Like, that just feels good. This is the perfect closing track to the album. Makes everything, wraps everything up very nicely. Let's go into the lyrics. I believe in fires at midnight when the dogs have all been fed, a golden toddy on the mantle, a broken gun beneath the bed, silken mist outside the window, frogs and newts slip in the dark. Too much hurry ruins a body. I'll sit easy, fan the spark. Kindled by the dying embers of another working day, go upstairs, take off your makeup, fold your clothes neatly away. Me? I'll sit and write this love song as I all too seldom do. Build a little fire this midnight. It's good to be back home with you. It's heartwarming. It just feels good. It feels good to be home, you know, especially with no strange boots or anything. Kindled by the dying embers of another working day, go upstairs, take off your makeup, fold your clothes neatly away. And then he just ends with, it's good to be back home with you. Perfect closure. Great album. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hope that you enjoyed this album listen. Hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for being here and spending time with me. I appreciate that a lot. You're more than welcome. If you'd like to join me in the comments, on Twitter, on Patreon, on all those places. And I hope you have a wonderful day, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.